Letting Go, Part 2. Releasing pain, suffering, and anger. The key to inner freedom and serenity. Welcome to the second part of this audiobook on the art of letting go. In the first part, we explored the causes of attachment and their impact on our well-being. If you haven't listened to the first part yet, you can find the link in the info box. We discussed how holding on to people, things, or past experiences is often the root of our inner suffering. But how do we truly let go? How can we release old wounds, anger, and unnecessary attachments to live a freer and more peaceful life? In this second part, we will focus on precisely these questions. We will explore practical methods and exercises that can help you free yourself from emotional burdens. The goal is not to implement everything perfectly right away, but rather to develop a new inner attitude, step by step, that brings more serenity and lightness into your life. Letting go does not mean that things no longer matter to you. It means that you no longer allow them to control you. Let's explore together how you can gradually free yourself from burdensome thoughts and emotions. Chapter 4. How can we learn to let go? Letting go is a process. It is not a one-time event. It requires conscious mindfulness and a willingness to release control. But how exactly can we learn to detach ourselves from attachments and become internally freer? In this chapter, we will explore some of the most important methods that can help us let go and cultivate greater serenity. Mindfulness as the key. Accepting the present moment. A significant part of our suffering arises because we dwell in the past or worry about the future. Our mind clings to old memories or to ideas about how things should be instead of accepting them as they are. Mindfulness means consciously perceiving the present moment without judging it or trying to change it. Instead of tormenting yourself over a breakup or job loss, ask yourself, what can I do in this moment? Instead of being trapped in thoughts about the future, focus on what is happening right now. Observe your emotions without being swept away by them. Take a few minutes to simply feel your breath. Each breath brings you back to the now, the only place where life truly happens. Gratitude instead of control. How a new perspective can help. Many of our attachments stem from the desire to shape our lives according to our expectations. But life doesn't always go as planned, and that's okay. Instead of clinging to what you don't have or have lost, shift your focus to what you already have. Gratitude helps us release control and directs our attention to the abundance in life. Keep a gratitude journal and write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. Remind yourself that every change also presents an opportunity. Instead of getting frustrated when things don't go your way, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? The more you cultivate gratitude, the less you will feel the need to hold on to certain things. Practicing acceptance, embracing things as they are. One of the most important aspects of Buddhist letting go is acceptance. This does not mean passively enduring everything, but rather acknowledging reality as it is, instead of resisting it. If you have lost someone, recognize that grief is a natural process, but you don't have to remain in pain forever. If you are in a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I control and what is beyond my influence? Let go of the illusion of control. Life is unpredictable, but that is precisely where its beauty lies. Write down the things in your life that you have not yet fully accepted. Then ask yourself, How would my life change if I simply let this go? Practical exercise. Meditation to strengthen inner calm. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for learning to let go. Find a quiet place and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Imagine that with each inhale, you are drawing in peace and serenity into your body. With each exhale, release tension, worries, or attachments, like leaves gently drifting from a tree. Stay in this state for a few minutes and observe how your mind becomes calmer. You can use this practice whenever you feel yourself holding on to negative thoughts or emotions. Letting go is not a weakness. It is one of the greatest strengths a person can develop. It means no longer being controlled by external circumstances or inner fears, but rather flowing with the rhythm of life. The path may not always be easy, but every small step brings you closer to inner freedom and serenity. Chapter 5. Letting go of anger and pain, the art of forgiveness. Letting go also applies to negative emotions such as anger, pain, and resentment. But why is it so difficult for us to release past wounds? Why do we cling to negative feelings, even when they harm us the most? In this chapter, we will explore why anger is a form of attachment, how holding on to negative emotions affects our lives, and what path Buddhist wisdom offers for practicing forgiveness, why anger is just another form of attachment. Anger often arises from a sense of injustice. Someone has hurt, betrayed, or disappointed us, and our mind clings to that experience. But what exactly keeps us trapped in this state? We feel the need for the other person to suffer or acknowledge their mistakes. We believe that holding on to resentment protects us from further harm. We identify with our pain. It becomes part of our story, our self-image. But the truth is, anger is an attachment to the past. It ties us to an event that has already happened and that we can no longer change. In this state, we are not free. We are trapped in an endless loop of negative thoughts and emotions. Buddhist teachings emphasize that anger only harms ourselves. The other person may not even be aware of our resentment, while we are internally consumed by negativity. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. How holding on to negative emotions harms us the most. Studies show that people who hold on to anger and resentment for long periods are more likely to suffer from stress, anxiety, and depression. Our bodies react to emotional burdens in the same way. They respond to physical threats. Our heart rate increases and blood pressure rises. Stress hormones like cortisol are released. Our immune system is weakened. In the long run, clinging to negative emotions leads to exhaustion, tension, and inner turmoil that prevents us from truly enjoying life. What if you could free yourself from this burden, the path to forgiveness? Not for others, but for yourself. A common misconception is that forgiveness means approving of or forgetting someone's actions. But that's not the case. Forgiveness does not mean that you accept the wrongdoing, that you allow the person back into your life, that you minimize your pain. Forgiveness means that you choose not to hold on to anger any longer, that you reclaim your emotional freedom, that you let go, not for the other person, but for yourself. A first step toward forgiveness is recognizing that every person acts based on their own experiences and limitations. Perhaps the person who hurt you acted out of ignorance, fear, or their own suffering. Here's a simple exercise. Sit in a quiet place and picture the person who hurt you. Then ask yourself, what do I truly gain by holding on to this resentment, how would it feel to let go and find inner peace? You may come to realize that letting go is the only way to free yourself from the weight of the past. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It is one of the strongest decisions you can make. Letting go means freedom, freedom from anger, from pain, from the past. The first step is deciding not to hold on to negative emotions any longer. The second step is practice, whether through reflection, meditation, or consciously shifting your perspective. When you learn to forgive, you open your heart to greater serenity, compassion, and inner peace. Chapter 6. The True Gain of Letting Go. Letting go is often misunderstood. Many believe it means wanting nothing or distancing oneself from everything. But in reality, it is not about giving up. It is about cultivating an inner attitude that allows us to embrace life's natural changes. Letting go does not mean loss. It means freedom. In this chapter, we explore why true freedom lies in being open to change, how letting go creates space for new possibilities, and how serenity can profoundly transform our lives. You cannot start the next chapter of your life if you are still holding on to the last one. Why true? Freedom doesn't mean wanting nothing but being open to change. Many of us cling to old relationships, jobs, life circumstances, or even a past version of ourselves, out of fear of the unknown. But life is in constant motion. Everything changes, and when we resist it, we suffer. Letting go does not mean abandoning our goals or losing interest in life. Rather, it is about moving through life with an open and flexible mindset. This means letting go of expectations about how things should be. Accepting change instead of resisting it, releasing the belief that happiness can only exist under certain conditions. True freedom arises when we understand that nothing in life is permanent and that this is not a threat, but an opportunity. Letting go means creating space for something new. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But if you open your hand, the sand rests gently in your palm. Life works the same way. When we cling too tightly, we limit ourselves. When we let go, we make space for new experiences, connections, and personal growth. This applies not only to material things or external circumstances, but also to our inner beliefs and self-perceptions. Often we hold on to a rigid idea of who we are or what we must achieve to be happy. But these fixed ideas prevent us from recognizing new possibilities. A simple example, perhaps you're holding on to a career goal that no longer fulfills you, just because you've invested so much time in it. Or maybe you're stuck in a friendship or relationship that no longer serves you, simply because you're afraid of change. By finding the courage to let go of the old, you create space for new, more fulfilling experiences. How serenity transforms our lives. Serenity is the natural outcome of letting go. When we stop clinging to the past, rigid expectations, or our ego, we gain a newfound inner peace. The benefits of serenity: less stress and anxiety because you accept that you can't control everything. More joy in the present moment because you're no longer stuck in the past or worrying about the future. Deeper, more authentic relationships because you no longer expect others to be something they're not. Living with serenity doesn't mean you won't face challenges. It means you'll meet them with greater ease and clarity. Serenity exercise. Take a few minutes today and think of a situation you want to let go of. Take a deep breath and silently say to yourself, "I let go. I am ready for something new." Repeat this a few times and notice how your mindset begins to shift. Letting go is not a weakness. It is one of the greatest strengths we can develop. Those who learn to embrace life's impermanence gain a new sense of freedom. Next time you find yourself holding on to something, ask yourself, is this truly making me happy? Or is it preventing me from growing? Perhaps now is the perfect time to release old burdens and begin the next chapter of your life. Letting go is a path, not a destination. Letting go is not a one-time decision, but an ongoing process, a path we must walk again and again. There's no magical formula to dissolve attachments overnight. However, with each conscious step, every new realization, and every practice of mindfulness, it becomes easier to attain inner freedom. Key takeaways at a glance. Attachment is the root of suffering. We cling to people, things, and ideas, believing they are essential for our happiness. Yet in reality, this attachment keeps us trapped. Letting go does not mean indifference, but freedom. It's not about becoming detached from life, but about embracing it as it is, without resistance. Letting go is an active process. Through small steps like mindful reflection, acceptance, and awareness, we learn to release old burdens and open ourselves to new possibilities. The key to letting go is acceptance. When you stop fighting what is, you can truly open yourself to life. Why letting go is a practice. No one can master the art of letting go overnight. It is a process that must be practiced, just like meditation or mindfulness. There will be moments when letting go feels almost impossible, but the more we practice, the easier it becomes. Start with small things. Release expectations that weigh you down. Be patient with yourself. Change takes time. Observe your emotions without being carried away by them. Letting go is not the goal. It is the path itself, what is still holding you back. Take a moment and ask yourself, is there something in my life that I should let go of but cannot? What thought or fear is holding me back? How would my life look if I released this attachment? By answering these questions honestly, you are already taking the first steps toward inner freedom. Your experience matters. Letting go is a personal journey, and everyone experiences it differently. What experiences have you had with letting go? What has helped you? Where have you struggled? Share your thoughts in the comments and inspire others with your story. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss the next audiobook. In our next session, we'll explore another profound topic, impermanence. Until next time, stay mindful and open to change.